विश्वगुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय। लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा स्वामी की जय। राधा गोविंद की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, and Text 39 and 40. Imam lokam tatha eva amam. Imam lokam tathaiva amam. Atmanam ubhayayam ubhayayanam. Atmanam ubhayayanam. Atmanam anu ye cham iham. Atmanam anu ye cheham. Ye rayah pashavaha gruhaha. Ye rayah pashavo gruhaha. Visrujya.
Next. Go to the రెండు పెట్టచ్చు దీని తీసేది పక్కన ఇంకోటి పెట్టు. నెక్స్ట్ పెట్టి సెకండ్ స్లైడ్ పెట్టా పెట్టచ్చు. కింద ఒకటి స్క్రీన్ చిన్న సరే చేసు
Accordingly, eva, certainly, amum, that world, atmanam, the subtle body, ubhayam, in both, ayanam, traveling, atmanam, the body, anu, in relationship with, ye, those who, cham, also, iha, in this world, ye, that which, rayaha, wealth, pashavaha, cattle, gruhaha, houses, visrujya, having given up, sarvan, all, anyan, other, cha, and, mam, me, evam, thus, vishvataha mukham, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, bhajanti, they worship, ananyaya, unflinching, bhaktya, by devotional service, tan, them, mrityoho, of death, atipareye, I take to the other side. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: thus the devotee who worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. Please repeat. Thus the devotee who worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Unflinching devotional service as described in these two verses means engaging oneself in full Krishna consciousness or devotional service, accepting the Supreme Lord as all in all. Since the Supreme Lord is all-inclusive, if anyone worships Him with unflinching faith, he has automatically achieved all other opulences and performed all other duties. The Lord promises herein that He takes His devotee to the other side of birth and death. Lord Chaitanya therefore recommends that one who aspires to go beyond birth and death should have no material possessions. This means that one should not try to be happy in this world or to be promoted to the heavenly world, nor should he try for material wealth, children, houses and cattle. How liberation is imperceptibly achieved by a pure devotee and what the symptoms are have been explained. For the conditioned soul, there are two statuses of living. One status is in this present life, and the other is our preparation for the next life. If I am in the mode of goodness, then I may be preparing for promotion to the higher planets, and if I am in the mode of passion, then I shall remain here in the society where activity is very prominent. And if I am in the mode of ignorance, I may be degraded to animal life or a lower grade of human life. But for a devotee, there is no concern for this life or the next life, because in any life, he does not desire elevation in material prosperity or a high grade or low grade life. He prays to the Lord, "My dear Lord, it doesn't matter where I am born, but let me be born even as an ant in the house of a devotee." A pure devotee does not pray to the Lord for liberation from this material bondage. Actually, the pure devotee never thinks that he is fit for liberation. Considering his past life and his mischievous activities, he thinks that he is fit to be sent to the lowest region of hell. If in this life I am trying to become a devotee, this does not mean that in my many past lives I was 100% pious. That is not possible. A devotee, therefore, is always conscious of his real position. Only by his full surrender to the Lord, by the Lord's grace, are his sufferings made shorter. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, "Surrender unto me, and I will give you protection from all kinds of sinful reaction." That is his mercy. But this doesn't mean that one who has surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord has committed no misdeeds in his past life. A devotee always prays, "For my misdeeds may I be born again and again, but my only prayer is that I may not forget your service." The devotee has that much mental strength and he prays to the Lord, "May I be born again and again, but let me be born in the home of your pure devotee so that I may again get a chance to develop myself." A pure devotee is not anxious to elevate himself in his next birth. He has already given up that sort of hope. In any life in which one is born as a householder or is even an animal, one must have some children, some resources, or some possessions, but a devotee is not anxious to possess anything. He is satisfied with whatever is obtainable by God's grace. He is not at all attached to improving his social status or improving the status of education of his children. He is not neglectful, he is dutiful, but he doesn't spend too much time on the upliftment of temporary household or social life. He fully engages in the service of the Lord, and for other affairs he simply spares as much time as absolutely necessary. Yathartham upayunjata. Such a pure devotee does not care for what is going to happen in the next life or in this life. He does not care even for family, children, or society. He fully engages in the service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that without the knowledge of the devotee, the Lord arranges for his devotee to be immediately transferred to his transcendental abode just after leaving his body. After quitting his body, he does not go into the womb of another mother. The ordinary common living entity after death is transferred to the womb of another mother according to his karma or activities to take another type of body. But as far as the devotee is concerned, he is at once transferred to the spiritual world in the association of the Lord. That is the Lord's special mercy. How it is possible is explained in the following verses. Because he is all powerful, the Lord can do anything and everything. He can excuse all sinful reactions. He can immediately transfer a person to Vaikuntha Loka. That is the inconceivable power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is favorably disposed to the pure devotees. The Sanstha Bhaktivedanta Parvato Majnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitham Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare So Prabhupada is explaining here that Kapila Muni is explaining about Ananya Bhaktya, unflinching, undiverting devotional service to Krishna. It is also called unalloyed devotional service. The idea is, alloy means a mixture of metals like brass, copper. Particularly for deity making, they use these two. And of course, they also add some more elements, panchadhatu, sometimes ashtadhatu. So, alloy means generally a mixture of these metals, so that the good qualities of these two metals comes into the alloy. That's the idea. Here in this world, we are surrounded by contamination of the modes. And so, when a conditioned living entity begins his journey of bhakti, generally he mixes these modes in the bhakti. That means what? He will be thinking about iha ye rayaha pashavo gruha. He'll be thinking about, in this world, how can I improve my wealth, my cattle, my house, and my social prestige, social position, power. These are the strong aspirations of the conditioned living entities. In fact, everybody is in a race to achieve more and more of all this. Here, Pashavo, Prabhupada translates it as cattle. That means cows and some of those animals, domestic animals. And Rayaha, that means the wealth. So, people, they try to increase these items more and more. And when they're busy, one common complaint is that they don't have time for spiritual life. They won't get, they say they cannot take out any time for spiritual life. But here, Prabhupada is explaining that pure devotional service means he gives yatarham upayunjata, as much time as required for managing all this. Little bit of whatever time, but most of the time and energy he gives it for Ananya Bhaktya. So Ananya Bhakti means not mixing our personal motivations into our bhakti. That means while doing my devotional service, one should not be thinking, one day I will get some position, one day I will have this facility, one day I will have more of wealth, or more number of houses, more lands. He has no such ambitions. He doesn't try to improve his social status, positions and all that. Whatever comes with his minimum endeavors, by doing his duties, he is happy. And otherwise, most of the time he wants to spend for Krishna, Ananya Bhaktya. So our devotional service should be pure. It should not be mixed with any motivations. And this is explained in many places. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada explains, for example, in the 11th chapter, after showing the universal form, and then Krishna exhibits his four-handed form, and then finally he comes to the two-handed form. Krishna explains, Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya aham eva evam vidho arjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena pravishta cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, Only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am. If one wants to understand Krishna as he is, that means what? Standing before you. As Krishna stood in front of Arjuna, if you want to understand him as he is, and can thus be seen directly only by Ananya Bhakti. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Understanding Krishna is a very difficult subject matter. For jnanis who depend on their own mental abilities, it takes many lives. Bahunam janmanamante. So here, such kind of endeavors. Krishna here, Kapila Muni, Visrujya Sarvan Anyamscha. He gives up all other types of endeavors. Mamevam Vishwato Mukham is only focus on how I can develop my attachment to Krishna consciousness, or how I can make my devotional service as pure as possible. So Prabhupada is saying how a devotee who is in the beginning stages, still conditional life is there. So he thinks that, my dear Lord, it doesn't matter where I am born, but let me be born in the house of a devotee. Prabhupada is, in his purports, continuously teaching what is pure devotional attitude. In terms of the attitude, every devotee, whether it is advanced or in the beginning stages, you should maintain this attitude. It may take a little time to come to actually the platform of pure devotional service, but in terms of the attitude, his internal feelings or bhava is that he wants to be a pure devotee of Krishna. Our goal of life should be to become a pure devotee of Krishna. That's all. I don't want anything for myself, my personal, motivations. Radha Govinda. And so he never thinks that I am fit for liberation. I am fit for this, I am fit for that. Because a devotee, because of his practice of devotional service, he knows what is my past life before coming to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada is saying, considering his past life and his mischievous activities, he thinks that he is fit to be sent to the lowest region of hell. A devotee knows his reality of his past life and all the mischievous activities that he has performed, and he feels that actually I am not a suitable, fit candidate for those exalted situations like liberation or be a personal associate of the Lord. There is no such thing. He simply desires that let me be engaged in your service. Even if I am put into a lower life in the next life, let me take birth in the house of a pure devotee. That's what his prayer is. So Prabhupada is saying the devotee has that mental strength that he prays to the Lord. May I be born again and again, but let me be born in the home of your pure devotee, so that I may again get a chance to develop myself. See, this is the mood. The mood of a devotee is that he wants to develop himself more and more. Every day, he wants to at least progress, even little bit also, but progress should be there. Continuously, one should try to improve his devotional quality and his devotional service. Particularly, he should remove all the material aspirations. Prabhupada is saying here, generally one aspires to be promoted to heavenly planets, that means higher pleasures, or he wants to be happy with the wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. So, actually, theoretically, it is we can understand what is the meaning of all this, but in practical life, we desire, we actually think that we are fit. So many years I am doing my services, and I am not getting this, I am not getting that. If somebody thinks like that, he is still has to improve a lot. He has to develop himself more and more. Because a pure devotee is not anxious to elevate himself in the next birth. He has given up all the hopes like that. The fact of life is that materially nobody can improve anything. We may want to become the smartest person, most wealthiest person, a most beautiful person, or a well-built person. There are so many aspirations. But one can never be able to achieve any of these things beyond what is destined for him. So instead of ignorantly trying to improve his material situation, one should minimize such endeavors, do as much as possible to maintain his body and his life and his family or whatever, and spend more time in elevating himself spiritually. Sometimes some of the parents, Sri Prabhupada is saying, is not at all attached to improving his social status. We should not fall for this kind of a trap even in devotee community. Here also social dynamics will be there. But those social dynamics should be meant for enhancing our devotional service. Social dynamics means comparing with each other, and then thinking that thinking about some social status, a position, and feeling dissatisfied that I have not been given such status or position or whatever. These are all social dynamics. Everywhere it will be there. But in a devotee community, these dynamics, actually we should not try to compare with anybody. But even if there are some dynamics like this, they should be utilized for improving the quality of his services. And so this is, Prabhupada is saying, upliftment of social status, improving the status of education of his children or whatever. See, dutifully one should do all this. For example, everybody wants his child to study in Harvard, or they want him to study in Harvard or Stanford or some big college or big university and all that. Now Harvard is a multi-crore business. If you want to admit your child there, then you have to. So a person, whatever is capable, he should do. Dutifully, he should admit in some school where he can get some kind of a material education, but mostly he should get spiritual education. Material education is called Jada Vidya, and the spiritual education is called Brahma Vidya. And a person needs both Jada Vidya and Brahma Vidya. If he focuses only on Jada Vidya, one day he will be dissatisfied. His life will be empty. So he'll feel empty and then lonely. So that's why a devotee should, his goal should be, how can I revive my connection with Krishna? How should I experience his presence? How can I feel his reciprocation? These personal dynamics have to be understood. If a devotee is not eager for this, he is only running behind improving his some status or this and that, he loses precious time in uh, improving his reciprocation of the Lord. Lord is reciprocating continuously, particularly in a devotee's heart. He is very active. In a conditioned soul's heart, he just neutrally is there as a sanctioner, as a witnesser. But in a devotee's heart, he plays one more additional role as a guru. So that's why for a devotee, he accepts Krishna as everything. He is my sakha, is my closest friend. I don't need hundreds and hundreds and thousands of friends in my WhatsApp, my social media account. A devotee is not running behind all this. Na dhanam, na jhanam. He is not worried about jhana, how many followers I have and all that. One should be eager to have Krishna as the friend. And he is saying, I am suhrudam sarva bhutana. For everybody I am friend, he is saying. So, how can I experience that? And he is a guru also. Is a vijnanena vijrumbita. He is full of knowledge, dynamic knowledge. He knows how to guide in every situation. So, if a devotee misses out on all this, how Krishna is reciprocating with me, how he is guiding me, how he is trying to message me, talk to me. If a devotee is not receptive to all this, then it is, he is missing out a big opportunity. Yasya deve para bhakti, yatha deve tatha kuro. Actually, such understanding of Krishna and his interactions are possible only by revelation. It has to be manifested in the heart, not by mental calculations. And that revelations come if somebody is under the personal training of a pure devotee, Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is training each and every disciple personally, by his institution, by his books personally, from his DT form. In innumerable forms, Guru is training how we can experience Krishna. And if the devotee is not taking this path, he is missing out a great opportunity. One has to pursue Krishna's mercy, and he has to pursue Krishna's power. Prabhupada is saying, he is all powerful, the Lord can do anything and everything. He can excuse all sinful reactions also. So let us say some disease is there, this is there, that is there. Devotee is confident. Let me surrender to Krishna more. That should be his endeavor. Surrendering more is his endeavor. And then he knows that Krishna will excuse me from my mischievous, whatever sinful actions that I have done. And then I will be able to render more and more better services. One should be confident. Many times, sometimes devotees will think that, okay, I have come to Krishna consciousness, look, nothing is happening. And, one feels, I am a victim. What to do? I am doing so many things, but still, I am not getting any support. I am not getting any of these things. This is not the mood. Here Prabhupada is explaining what should be the mood. He is thinking, actually a pure devotee never thinks that he is fit for liberation. Considering his past life and his mischievous activity, he thinks that he is fit to be sent to the lowest region. That is actually our situation. We are all heading towards hell. But somehow, Guru and Krishna prasade pai bhaktilata bija. In the course of our life, we came in touch with Guru, Prabhupada, and his devotees have either pushed one book into our hands, or he has given some khaja or some prasad or something, and suddenly we got some glimpse of spiritual life, and we came in touch with Prabhupada's movement. Otherwise, we are very quickly going towards hell. There is one quote, I don't know whether it is verified or not. Somebody asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why are you traveling in the airplane? Generally some sannyasis, they walk only they go by village to village only by walk. Why are you traveling in airplane? He's saying you're all rushing towards hell very quickly. So to save you, I am coming in. I am coming in airplane. That's what he says. And the lizard has fallen here. See, Krishna has saved me. So our goal should be to increase this consciousness of Krishna, his presence. The other day I was mentioning how devotees should think even to see Krishna in his suffering. One pain here, oh Krishna has sanctioned, this is his dealing. So all the dealings of Krishna, if you can remember, and again how to, in whatever situation may be, how to render services to him, this is the devotee's only calculation. He is not worried whether he will be promoted or demoted in the social position or in any position. He is not worried. He will not try to make his own plans, how I can serve, or how I can improve, or how I can do this. He just simply goes by the Guru's direction. He goes by the authority's direction. And then happily he renders his services. And if something is sanctioned by Krishna, he is happy. That is a reciprocation. We are not qualified to get such big results or whatever. What we are able to do, a little services here and there, running around, most of the time taking care of our own bodies and minds. But other than that, what are we able to do? But nonetheless, because we are trying to satisfy Prabhupada, Krishna is blessing with all the preaching results so easily. Massive results, apparently very massive. They come so easily for the devotees. So that's why Prabhupada is saying here, a devotee is not anxious for liberation. Liberation means what? Free from some trouble, problem, challenge, this and that. He's struggling to come out of all that. And devotee is not even eager for that. He is thinking, okay, wherever I am, let me serve Krishna nicely. Then Krishna will make plans how to take his devotee back. That is not your botheration. It is Krishna's thinking, Krishna's botheration, that okay, he makes imperceptibly behind the curtain, he makes the arrangements for the devotees transfer to his world. One may be thinking, what is wrong in this birth and death? Here Prabhupada is making here Tan mrityo atiparaye. Atiparya means I take the devotee on the other side of death. Other side of death. Actually these things should strike the living entity. Because death is such a visible phenomena, but still it doesn't strike anybody. This is the most wonderful thing in this world. This we have heard many times. We think there are 7 wonders of the world, but actually they are nothing in front of this wonder. What is this wonder? Every day we see many people are dying and going to Yamalayam, Gachanti ha Yamalayam, but Sheshaha, remaining people, Stavaram Icchanti, Ikkade undipotanu, I'll think I'll remain here only. No? So Shastra is saying, what else is the biggest wonderful thing in this world? So one has to really contemplate, okay, what is this death? In one session we have discussed, when Buddha was a young prince, obviously prince means he has all the enjoyment available to him. He never saw any, so to say, negative things in this world. So, and the father also, he has groomed him in a way that, he doesn't see anything, the dukkha in the outside world. So it's like that. So one day it so happened that he saw one dead body passing by. Now, first time this young prince is watching something going by. As soon as he saw death, he understood that what am I doing? If whatever I have to do, I am doing, if it is not going to be with me one day, then what is that my course of life? And he became Buddha. By seeing death, he became Buddha. You see, that's the power of realizing the intensity of what is this death. Birth and death cycle is very, very dangerous. We will see in the next sloka, Kapila Muni explains what is this dangerous cycle, birth and death, again and again coming here, again and again going through all. You may think, what is wrong? I'll come, enjoy my younger lives. Okay, when I'm little old, fine, little suffering will be there, and no problem. Again, next life, continue karunga. Ante, the thing is, there is no guarantee that in the next life you will get a human form. It can be any form. It can be a lizard, or it can be a snake, or it can be any form. And animal life is completely miserable. It's a very dark life. One should never think that he can decide that he can what kind of an enjoyment he wants in the next life. Nobody can decide. So take to Ananya Bhaktya, Krishna, depend on him, bhajanti Ananya Bhaktya, tan mrutyo atiparaye. Then he takes the responsibility for the devotee to transcend this cycle of birth and death. We close here. Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So generally, when we are preaching, we will tell it go back to Godhead, back to Godhead. But in this verse, Lord Kapila is telling that one should feel that he is not fit for liberation.
Yeah.
So it's very contradictory. Whatever you are teaching and what is actually expected.
Yeah. No, our ultimate goal is atiparaya. That means we have to transcend this ocean of death and go back to our original place, Krishna's abode. But when it comes to a devotee who is practicing, he personally feels incapable of achieving such a goal. He doesn't think that he is fit for it because he remembers his past life, his mischievous activities, and then he thinks that actually I am not capable, I am not fit, eligible. But if Krishna is pleased, if my Supreme Lord is pleased, then he may. That is up to him. It is Krishna. He doesn't demand from Krishna. Itna service kiya, so liberate me, take me back to Krishna. So there is no such demand. Ananya Bhakta is saying, I don't want anything else. Just keep me in your service. Such a servant will become very dear to Krishna. Let us say you have one assistant, LLP assistant we have given. He says, Prabhu, whatever time you say, I am there. Whatever you ask me to do, I will do. You will become very happy. Generally what happens is, you ask him to come at 10, he comes at 10:30. And he says, you have to be there at the auto by 9 o'clock. He will come at 9:15 or 9:30. And then if you ask him anything, he will give excuses. He says, no, I don't know. Yesterday you went, no, you have to tell me again. See, all these things will displease the preacher. So here, our mood also should not be to displease our master, Krishna, Guru and Krishna. Guru is saying you do this, you have to do that. If he is saying you bring glass of water, means you should bring glass of water only. You should not think, no, I love my Guru so much, What is this water? I'll give milk. Cow milk is very good. It is very good, but your guru is not asking. So, accurately understand his instructions and what he wants, and that alone we have to supply lovingly. This is the mood of a devotee. So, our side, our feeling is that yes, I am not fit, but my only target is Ananya Bhaktya. Undivided attention I want to give to Krishna. Now, giving attention, we have to understand this point. Let us say, two people are discussing, sitting in front of each other. Let us, okay, LLP preacher only will take. Let us say he goes and sits in front of the donor. LLP preacher with great enthusiasm is telling heritage awards is the global landmark and all that. And donor is taking his mobile. Let us say that. And then the LLP preacher, what happens to him? He becomes very disappointed. Attention is not coming. This is called attention. See, if you don't give attention to a person, no, he feels neglected. He feels very bad. If any devotee comes to, let us say, TC, he has to give attention. That means keep all these things aside and turn your face towards the devotee and then listen to him. Give time, your quality time, energy. Every manager, every HOD, everybody should know. Giving attention to a person is so important. And you cannot be doing this, then this, then this and all. It discourages the other person. For example, when the class is going on, let us say, the audience, yes, they may be very busy, but they should give attention to the speaker. Like yesterday, some big man came and sat. He is busy with his own world. But then that is not giving respect to the speaker. And if you give such respect to the speaker, imperceptibly you will progress. It's not that the speaker is great to bless you, but then that will advance the audience. Prabhupada said, the only thing I could do is just sit in front of my guru and always I listen to it. I have not understood what is he saying, big words, but I never left him. When he is giving class, just go there, sit and listen. And he gave full attention to his spiritual master. And Bhakti Siddhanta spotted it. He recognized. As soon as a bona fide Acharya like Bhakti Siddhanta recognizes, finish, everything is automatically he will get it. See, this personal dynamics we had. So Krishna is saying, Ananya Bhakta, all attention only to me. Krishna's expectation, that is. When you are dealing with Krishna, give full attention. When you are chanting Hare Krishna, give full attention. You may be thinking of Krishna's service, but no, you have to give attention to this service. This is also service, that is also service, but this service is more important. When you are doing that service, then do that service nicely. What we do generally is, when we are doing japa, we think so much about that service. And when we are actually doing that service, we don't think about that service. We will be thinking about something else. I am not doing japa, I am not reading. We will be worried about these things. No. Whatever is there in your hand, do it nicely, giving full attention. This habit of giving attention, if you learn more and more, Krishna will be very happy. Like any of us, we have an experience. If somebody gives nice attention to us, we become very happy. And this is one secret. When you give attention to a big man, LLP preacher, let us say, he goes to a big man, and that man is talking all his philosophy, all kinds of philosophy, all kinds of all those things. Let us say a preacher is patiently giving his attention and hearing without getting influenced. He's hearing all that he's saying. He'll be very happy. So this is the secret. If you want to please if you want to please Krishna, give full attention to him. When he comes in the form of a Shabda, or when you are in front of the deity. So that is the training here. Ananya Bhakti is a training, is a cultivation. How to give attention to a personality, that to a supreme personality. That is the progress. Okay. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.